Everyone, I'm Michelle Carter, Director of Educational Content and Programs for Shape America. If you want some good advice about health and physical education, you're going to love Toy Talk Tuesdays, especially our theme for this year. I'm talking about our Teachers of the Year. Shape America Teachers of the Year, they represent the best health education, physical education, adapted physical education, and dance education teachers across the United States. And now you can learn from them on Toy Talk Tuesdays. And for this school year, we're giving you Toys Top Tips. Our toys are sharing their best tips on different topics to help you. So make sure you click the subscribe button so you don't miss an episode. And if there's a topic or resource you'd like to see in the future, just leave a comment. And if you want to become a Teacher of the Year, check out the link below. Thanks for watching.
Hello there. Welcome to Toy Talk Tuesdays, presented by Shape America. My name is Megaera Regan. I was the 2020 Shape America Elementary Physical Education Teacher of the Year for the Eastern District. Prior to my retirement, I was teaching physical education at Manor Haven Elementary School, which is in Port Washington, New York, for the last, I guess I was there for about 31 years. And I'm here today to talk to you about creating a culture of movement in your school. So as physical education teachers, I fully understand that you all know how important movement is to our students during the school day. And working with your colleagues, meaning all of the classroom teachers, paraprofessionals, everybody who works within your school building, it's super important to build relationships with those folks because they're going to be the ones that really make a difference. If you want your school to be a school that moves, a school that values movement for the children, your classroom teachers and paraprofessionals, administration, everybody needs to totally buy into that. And it's a lot easier to sell a program or something if you have built strong relationships with your colleagues. So have a little fun with that, get to know them, talk with them in the lunchroom, maybe wear a tutu on occasion, and that is going to go a long way with creating a climate of culture in your school. Super important also to have administration support. We were able to get our school principal, Dr. Bonnie Cohen, totally on board with anything that involved adding increased movement in our school day, and our superintendent of schools was also a very, very big supporter of movement for children in the school day and free play. And with those two strong administrators in our corner, we were able to do an awful lot that would not have happened otherwise. Now, to the nitty gritty, you need to start small and then build. One of the things that teachers, classroom teachers, have a really hard time with is giving up that control and allowing kids to move. They're nervous. They're not the movement experts. They learned one way of teaching, and to try to do it in a different way, especially when movement is involved, is scary. And they're not really sure how to bring the kids back. So by starting small, and what we did was we started with school-wide activities, movement activities that we did as a phys ed staff for the entire school. So Project ACEs was a very great one to start with. We would always find opportunities to add special days to our school year, like National Run to School Day or Run at School Day, another great way to build movement in the school. Global School Play Day, fantastic, all run through the PE department so that everybody else can sort of see what it's all about and see that, oh, okay, this is great. It helps the kids. They are learning better, they're focused more after they've had some time moving. From there, we launched into some Go Noodle. That takes a little bit more from the classroom teachers. And this was some years back when Go Noodle was still new. So we would actually teach the teachers how to do movement activities in the classroom using Go Noodle. We also started being involved with the New York Roadrunners, Rising New York Roadrunners Club, and it was Mighty Milers at the time, so that we can have the kids running on a daily basis, at least during physical education class. And from there, the Daily Mile, another great program, very simple. Teachers, classroom teachers can take their kids out to run or walk for 15 minutes a day, every day. And that was an easy one for them to implement. Action-based learning took us to places where I can't even begin to describe. We had professional development and started to incorporate movement and kinesthetic learning within the classrooms. And we added some sensory pathways, again, with teacher input. And all of this was layered. We scaffolded up, and whenever it looked like teachers were overwhelmed, we would dial it back. And keeping in mind, the teachers, the classroom teachers are the ones that are going to need to do these things. The paraprofessionals are the ones that are going to be implementing a lot of these programs. So we needed to keep it teacher and paraprofessional friendly. One of the ways that we did that was by pre-teaching our students. So when we added an action-based learning lab as physical education teachers, we taught the kids what it was that they did with each piece of equipment. We taught them how to rotate from one station to another. That was part of our physical education curriculum anyway, crossing the midline, walking on toes, crawling, balancing. It's all part of our curriculum. So why not teach the kids how to do it? They can then teach the teachers when they go into the lab. We also created different online virtual things, especially this past year during the pandemic, that were very, very easy for the teachers. All they had to do was pull something up on the smart board, and here now our kids are practicing for Project ACEs right in the classroom. We would end it with breathings and teach the teachers how we can do that so that the kids would then come back and be able to sit for a few minutes. So all of these different things, pushing in, pre-teaching the students, helped the teachers, the classroom teachers, and the paraprofessionals become more and more comfortable with using movement in their classrooms. And then my final tip is to find yourself a champion or two. I had I had more than two actually, but we'll start with these two, Lorraine Bellman and Mr. Joe Lennon. Lorraine was huge with implementing action-based learning and turnkeying it to her fellow teachers. And it's a lot easier and it carries a lot more weight to have a second grade teacher say to her colleagues, hey, look, you know what? I took my kids to the ABL lab, and when they got there, we had them practice their vocabulary words and they were working on their movement skills. So coming from a classroom teacher, the other classroom teachers are more willing to listen to it. Joe Lennon got almost the entire school doing the Daily Mile just through his passionate way of describing how it was working with his own students. He would talk to his buddies while they were, I don't know, going for a cup of coffee. And he would say, you know what, I had this kid, I heard that this child was going to be a real challenge for me. We're out there 15 minutes at the beginning of each day, and I have not had one problem. So finding a champion is a really important tip. So those are my 5 tips for creating a climate of culture, a culture of movement within your school. You know it's important for the kids. I know it's important for the kids. The classroom teachers and the paraprofessionals need to be guided into doing this. Build some great relationships, get the kids moving, and have fun. Thank you.